I'm Andrew Madden, Head of Brewing at BrewDog. Well, my role here is managing the entire brewing team and brewing process from end to end. So across both breweries and the up-and-coming brewery, the integration of the new brew site. First and foremost, it's looking after the teams. I sort of say my job is to make their job as easy as I possibly can, because without the team making the beer, I can't do it by myself. So my job is to make theirs as easy as possible. 32 people in the brewing team here, and if we make it easier for them to do their job, then everything flows, everything's much easier for all of us. Yeah, we made 1 million hectolitres of cold wort this year with 32, but as we grow, that team will grow in line with that. Obviously the type of technology, the infrastructure we use can dictate some of that with automation, but with the amount of different products we make and the variation in products, you can't always automate everything out. So that's where the team need the skill and the training to do that. The complexity here is like nowhere I've ever worked. You know, a lot of breweries, big lager breweries making the same beer day in, day out. A large percentage of our production is punk, is hazy G and is lost. But beyond that, the complexity and the flexibility that we require to make the range of products we need is like nowhere I've ever worked, and you can't plan for that with automation. That's where you need skill, agility, and trained people to do the job. Ahead for problem solving, you need to be able to follow process flow. But first and foremost for me is attitude, is actually being open to change, being flexible, being agile. Because without that, doesn't matter how good you are at following the process flow, with the way we move and how quickly we pivot. The BrewDog word is pivot, is how often we do that. You need to be able to do that. In terms of creativity and developing beers, you know, we don't expect the brewing team to do that. You know, we've got a team that do that, but creative problem solving, creativity of dealing with whenever something's not quite right, because you're dealing with so much complexity, it's inevitable that things don't go according to plan, but it's how we react to that, problem solve, and get things back on the right track whenever we've started to drift off a bit, and doing that quickly is key to everything we do. I think by and large, whenever we talk to people about brewing, there is, apart from those hardcore fans, a lot of consumers have no idea where beer comes from. You know, they go into a shop. I think the BrewDog consumer and customer is different. They are more invested in how the brewing process is, but actually it is quite a simple process. But a lot of people just don't know what fermentation is. They don't know that there's hundreds of different types of malt that can change a beer's complexity, that there's hundreds of different types of yeast, which can all make it taste different. I think everyone doesn't realize the vast array of ingredients that we have and can use. Parma violets. 2-word answer. I was like, these and a beer, do they go together? But we've done it. It's not really, we don't crush up Parma violets, but we use the same ingredients that they use in Parma violets to get the same flavour. But by the same token, we're not putting lavender into the top of a tank either. So. To be honest, whenever you work here, it doesn't really come across as mad or weird. You know, once you've been here a few months, it just seems run of the mill. You don't really get surprised anymore by whose crazy idea was that. You just sort of, well, let's just get on and do it. That's what we're going to make, that's what we're going to do. There's very little questioning of why or how crazy. It's just sort of, once you're in that MPD meeting, you know, okay, we're doing this, are we? All right, let's get on and figure out how we do it. That seems to be, rather than we're not doing that, that's a silly idea. That's right, we're doing that, let's just get on the bus and do it. It's not that it can't be done, it's a question of how hard it is to do it. Because the broader brewing process is control, repeatability, and being able to do it again and again, and the more weird and wacky you make it, sometimes the less control or the less predictable the process is going to be. So it's never that it can't be done, it's how feasible is this to do, how repeatable is this, and how hard is it going to be. There's always times where you question the feasibility of the amount of effort we're putting in to make a product. But actually that's part of what makes BrewDog BrewDog. You know, I could be working in a big lager brewery if I wanted to, but that's why I'm here. There's no idea off the table into the pilot plant. I think it's more at scale. You know, I love the big double IPAs. You know, they've been around for years and years. I think the market's slowly changing to lower alcohol, no alcohol beers. I think I really love those big beers like Jackhammer, big double dry hop beers, but again, it comes around to feasibility, repeatability. The bigger you make those beers, the more out there you make them, the harder it is to repeat it time and time again. I don't know if there's any one day stands out as my best day, but I think it's, from what I've seen being here and the time I've been here, the best days I've had are actually whenever we've overcome those challenges that we've had. You know, it is a frequent occurrence that we have challenges in the brewing process to maintain that quality, keep things on track. But actually fixing those problems is rewarding in and of itself. And being, you know, going home in a day, it's not uncommon to have problems, you know, but it's how we overcome them and fix those problems tends to be the most rewarding days.